Chapter 955. Wilbur shouted at once. Everyone stop. Chester and Zeke retreated, fleeing the battlefield. Eileen stopped chasing after the elder as well, letting him go. Gertrude stood a safe distance from everyone else, gripping Faye tightly. The man with the sword, Baz, and the elder rushed over to the lady at once, standing in a line facing Wilbur. Wilbur was holding the lady's thin sword. He glanced at Gertrude coldly, before looking back at the lady. The lady's voice was dark. I admit that my operations failed. Let us go, and I promise Faye will be freed safely. That's your ultimate move, Wilbur said coldly. The lady frowned. Yes. Wilbur fell silent for a while before asking, Are you sure Gertrude isn't putting on an act though? We have her brother. She'd never dare to do that, said the lady. That explains the confidence then, said Wilbur. But I already knew about that. Gertrude told me herself. What did you just say? The lady widened her eyes in shock. Just then, a dragon's cry came from within Wilbur's body. The next second, he had reached the lady and stood next to her. A terrifying aura spread out like wildfire, enveloping all four of them. Wilbur's body burned brightly with energy flames, covered in runes. He looked like an ancient beast, charging into a herd of sheep. The aura coming from his body alone was enough to make the four of them quake in terror. They finally realized that Wilbur had not been fighting at full power just now. Wilbur sent the lady flying with a kick, landing in the lake with a huge splash. He kicked the elder into the air as well, blood spraying from the elder's mouth as he rose, and the book fell out of his hand onto the ground. Before anyone else could even blink, Wilbur turned around and landed a roundhouse kick against the man with the sword at his waist. This terrifying force folded the man's body in half, killing him instantly. The next second, Wilbur threw a simple punch at Baz that finally gave him enough time to react. Amidst his shock, Baz exploded with all the power he had to ignite a pillar of spiritual flames as he crossed his arms before his chest.
An energy shield appeared before him, swirling with runes. The next second, however, Wilbur's blow crushed the shield completely before crushing both of Bayezid's arms, as well before landing a solid punch against his chest. The air behind Bayezid's was painted with his blood as he collapsed in disbelief. Finally, Wilbur said, Your wife was right to stop you from coming out to fish, you know. As his words rang through the air, the elder's body landed on the ground with a thud. Considering the fact that he was a mere spell cultivator, however, he had already died the second Wilbur kicked him into the air. All of that happened within 3 seconds. Out of the 4 sanctuary-level cultivators, Wilbur had killed 3 of them and heavily wounded 1. Ryder finally appeared then, holding his super cannon. Gertrude let Faye go at last, bowing in apology. Faye patted her chest. Her face was still pale. It had been Wilbur who had ordered Gertrude to do so. He just wanted to see if the opponent had any other moves left. It seemed like there were none for now, though. Eileen, Chester, and Zeke walked over to Wilbur, looking at the lake. Wilbur picked up the thin sword and the book, glancing at them before tossing them into his demiplane. Just then, the alluring lady emerged from the lake, blood trickling down one corner of her mouth. Wilbur's blow had completely destroyed her internal organs.